take a look at the coronavirus pandemic and looking at the state-by-state breakdown of numbers across Australia. Remembering, of course, as we bring these to you each day, the ones in brackets where they have been updated for the day. So we'll see the updates today. Victoria adding 10 cases, New South Wales just 7, and Queensland 11. So all of these states still staying very flat. It will be interesting to see what happens over the Easter break. We'll get to today and Wednesday where doctors are all back on deck, and we'll see perhaps if there's a mini spike. But so far the curve, well, the trend is our friend. It's looking very positive. 33 and 41 cases over the past couple of days. I don't think many people at all would have predicted this back on the 24th of March. It would be so small by now. Authorities, of course, talking about whether or not they can take this down to near enough to zero before trialling perhaps some easing of restrictions, but for now saying cannot be complacent, that would undo a lot of the good work. But that's the curve so far. We'll continue to update it, those other figures around the states when they do come in. Now, there are more than 1.9 million cases around the globe. The death toll rising above 119,000. The Italian death toll has risen above 20,000, reporting more than 500 new fatalities overnight. There is some good news. Infections are finally starting to slow. French President Emmanuel Macron has extended the country's lockdown until at least May 11. New York Governor Chris Cuomo says the worst is over, but the state's death toll has surpassed 10,000. And Brazil's health minister has launched an attack on the country's president for dismissing the threat of the virus. President Jair Bolsonaro has continued to make public appearances, drawing massive crowds. Singapore has recorded its worst day of new infections, continuing fears the city-state is suffering a second wave outbreak after doing very well initially. Taking a look at the number of cases per million people, first of all. This is the per capita, if you like. Spain still heading the list there, and a lot of Western Europe still represented. The one that's been creeping up there bit by bit over the past little while is the USA, so with a huge population, that's a worry, surpassing the UK there, and Australia appearing at 249 cases per million. The number of tests conducted, so this, if you like, when you're talking about cases per million, this is how much weight you can put into that. Italy very high, obviously. Germany and Ireland with those high instances. Australia very high compared to the number of cases per million, so we've been able to test pretty well. The US starting to move up that list as well. Singapore quite high, and there will be concern given, as I said, that potential second wave is coming.